This is really the last time I'm going to do it. Welcome to the final episode of Run the Day, the Daily Sports Show, formerly Daily. Today is going to be the last day we go live daily. Tomorrow I have a meeting with the guys, and we're going to figure out kind of the future of where our content's going to go. I guess we'll talk about it later, but to start the stream off, we're going to talk straight ball, and we're going to be talking about the YKB app. Last Friday we did this. It was a lot of fun. Again, this is not sponsored. I'm pulling up the app now as we speak. This is not sponsored, but shout out the YKB app, man. They just have a cool prompt every single day, a couple of them, and I'd be going on there, filling them out, and then at the end of the week, we look back and we see, how did I do, man? Do I know ball? Am I in a predicting mood? There's a lot of, predictions questions, and then there's a lot of, opinionated questions, So let me just pull it up. I gotta fucking get the Discord in here too. My bad for cussing. No need to cuss there. And we're gonna go. So today's the 22nd. We'll go to the 15th, a week from today. Actually, we did the 15th already. All right. So first of all, shoot. Okay. On the 16th, the prompt was who wins Duplessis versus Hamzat Chimaev, and I ended up going with Dreykus. Sadly, I'm a Dreykus guy. Dreykus was a guy to me where I bet against him so much where I finally hit the point, and I was just like, all right, he's going to have to prove me right, or prove me wrong, I guess, and I'm not going to bet against him anymore, and Hamzat just dog walked him. He had I think it was 22 out of 25 control time. We talked about this on Monday, our first ever UFC stream. That was also amazing, by the way. Man, it sucks not doing these daily streams anymore. It was a lot of fun. I love talking ball and entertaining you guys, obviously. But I did predict correctly that the fight would end in decision because I thought Dreykus was going to win by decision. Ended up being Hamzat. What are you going to do? Jackson Dart makes his home debut. Now, this week was a lot of preseason football on here. And a lot of predicting the football season, which I love to do. But I do wish there was more basketball this week. YKB, show us a little bit more love on the basketball front, man. Us basketball fans need it. We want it. But Jackson Dart makes his home debut, and Jackson Dart looked amazing this week. I believe he played 2 games so far. Correct me if I'm wrong. Greetings, friends from South Africa. We were just talking about Dreykus Duplessis, man. I was rooting for your guys' boy on UFC last Saturday, and he let me down. But yeah, shout out South Africa, man. That's honestly amazing, man. We're going global here, RTP, man. Jare, do you watch any sports? What sports do you watch? Soccer's big out there, right? That's got to be the one-on-one sport out there, or football. My bad. We're talking about a different football, though. Jackson Dart made his home debut. And I think Jackson Dart will start one regular season game this year. At least one. That was a question on there. Will Jackson Dart start a regular season game this year? And I think he'll get one. You get a little ugly stretch from Russell Wilson. I don't think it makes sense to go from Russell Wilson to Jameis. If you're taking that risk, you might as well go with your young guy and see what your young guy has, and that would be Jackson Dart. Offensive Player of the Year prediction, I ended up going with Jamar Chase. I think Jamar Chase is going to – boxing, UFC, and rugby, brother. But rugby is our crown sport. Okay. Did you watch the Dreykus fight, man? What did you think about the Dreykus fight? If we have a South African in here, I have to ask. Because Dreykus, man. Okay, for you guys that don't know about UFC, I want to show you guys how this dude is built. This dude, if you compare him to, Adesanya, who's in his same weight class, it just really doesn't make sense. Share screen. I mean, look at this, bro. That's a bad frame, I feel like. Let's open image into tab. That's what we're going to do. Look at that, bro. I mean, the white guy is a South African guy, right? How is this guy the same way as this guy? That really just doesn't make sense. I feel, I don't know, bro. This Dreykus is huge, and he looked even huger on Saturday. And Hamza is a big guy too, but Bro, this dude is a monster. Well, it's not a good picture. And he just got dog walked. I don't know if you guys can see that. Open image in new tab. Jeez, man, that's tough. Stop sharing. Did not expect him to make it the whole five rounds, but shut up to Hamza. He dominated with the wrestling. Yeah, I mean, as an Arab, bro, you love to see Hamza win, but he killed him, man. I was disappointed because I feel like Dreykus just gets so much crap. And everyone's like, oh, he's not a real champion, all that. Like, it felt like people talked about him the way they talked about Leon Edwards when Leon won. But Dreykus proved me wrong because I wasn't really big on Dreykus until after he retained the belt. And then I'm all for him, bro. I wanted Dreykus to get Rainer to Ritter next, honestly, but didn't look like we got that. I did think Dreykus by decision, though. Underrated NBA league pass team to watch. Can I see the results on this? View discussion. I can. I think the Pacers are going to be an underrated team to watch next season. And this backs it up too because the Pacers didn't even finish in the top 8 teams. I think they're going to be underrated because I like Nembhard. I like Benedict Mathurin. I like Isaiah Jackson. I hope he has a good year next year. Jarris Walker's a question mark. Like, you don't need Tyrese there. Siakam's a star too. Wobbled him in the 5th, brother. We could bang, but got to work on his. Oh, that wrestling was atrocious, man. It reminded me of how Sean looked when he was shook by Marab. I'm going to actually, because this is the last time we're doing this, I think I'm going to leave the chat on screen. Type in the chat so I can see how this works. Okay, cool. Yeah. He definitely has to work on his wrestling. I mean, at least his takedown defense, because he could box and he could lay on top of guys, but he's got to be able to just not get taken down. Because if you're fighting Hamza, you can't afford to go on the ground with him, man. But you think he'll be back? You think we get another Dreykus championship reign? Hamza probably has to leave the division unless Dreykus just balls out and becomes the next Kamaru Usman. Go check out Ibn Etzebeth. Let's see. I don't watch any rugby. I'm not tapped in, if I'm being honest. Is this guy a GOAT? 6'8"? I didn't know rugby players could be that tall. I thought they were like guards. Dude, I knew they were huge, though. They're jacked. But 6'8" is crazy. Is that a fair rugby player size? This is why they convert to the NFL and start playing tackle and shit. Okay, who wins the Saints QB1 battle? I went with Spencer Rattler. I think Spencer Rattler is going to end up being the starting quarterback. Pacers are going to be, in my opinion. I think Nembhard needs to step up big time, but I do think he can, and maybe this is needed for the development of the team's future. I agree. The question was who's not going to be a great team. I think they're going to be a fun watch. Fun watch. You can't lie, Pierre. They're going to be a fun watch for sure. I mean, Nembhard is a objectively fun player to watch. That defense is going to be fun. Benedict Mathurin in a contract year. Siakam's safety valve. Like, fun bare minimum. Today, after I finish this, me and Phil are doing our top 30 point guards in the NBA. We're recording that video. That'll be live probably sometime this weekend. But I think I had them as the 9th or 10th seed, but I think they're gonna be like, you're gonna get a Nembhard 40 bomb this year. We're gonna get a Benny 40 bomb this year. Like, I think they have a lot of guys that could just go out there and randomly have some stupid game. Okay, where are we at now? Caleb Williams ranked number 3 quarterback ahead of preseason debut. That's low. I didn't even read that. It just asked if you're buying or selling Caleb stock, and I said I'm buying. But what is this? What's this source? 23? Is it PFF? PFF QB rankings? All 32 starters ahead of the 25 NFL season. Is this it? No. Let's see. Caleb Williams, ranked 23. This is Yahoo. Oh, this is a coach's poll. Oh, okay. Let's see where they're at. Coaches quarterback poll. What's the quarterback rankings from the coaches? Okay, I think this gotta be it, right? Oh, bro, come on, dog. I don't have to pay for the New York Times. Do I got to? Can I get away with continuing Google and not charge me? I'm just worried that losing Halliburton may cause some people to explode in production and possibly lose them. Facts. That's a very good point. Or have to overpay for them. Because like they may not. I gotta pay for the show. I'm not reading that. Yeah, like Obi Toppin might have to get 20 mil if he averages 18, 19 points next year, and that's just not realistic. You're right. That could cost them big. Or if they know what they are. I mean, I think Benedict Matherin's going to go because I think he's going to explode next year and have to get paid, and I don't think he'd take a cut. But if like Obi and Nemhard know what they are and they take a cut and they have this year where they build their confidence, it could be a great year for them. I also saw Trevor Lawrence was number 20 on that, and that's bad. Who wins the 25-26 NFL MVP? Okay. Chat, who's going to be the MVP in the NFL next season? Because I got thoughts on this. Jaden Daniels is the guy that like I would probably vote for preseason. But I think this is going to be the year Joe Burrow wins it. I think if they make the playoffs, people are going to glaze Joe Burrow, which they already do. But I think the media glaze will get him the MVP vote, just like Josh Allen last year. Media controlled that award, and Josh Allen ended up winning it last year. Killed it. I want to check. I mean, while we're here. Oh, wait. I got this shit turned loud. Let's get some music in the background. This shit. Like, I pay for this streaming service, Like, I'm not going to be using it as much. I got to be taking advantage a little bit. Let's get some lo-fi going. This is not lo-fi. Okay. No, we're not about to rap. But I got Joe Burrow as my MVP. Also, chat, if you guys got any other sport questions, so I'm not just going off of YKB, let me know. And we could go crazy. Browns named Joe Flacco, week 1 starting quarterback. I rated that an F. I think you got to start one of the rookies. And I actually saw Dom, who's our graphic designer, just tweeted yesterday, and he's a Cleveland fan from Ohio, that they need to trade one of them between Gabriel and Shador because it's getting a little messy in there. And I kind of agree, man. And I think you have to trade Dylan Gabriel, which was another thing said in his comments, because if Shador explodes, bro, that's just so bad for Browns fans. But also, if Dylan Gabriel explodes, that's bad for Browns fans. So I have no clue. If I was Cleveland, what I would do. I feel like Cleveland might be cooked. Cleveland may be cooked. I'm not going to lie. The next question was, will Joe Flacco remain the starting quarterback for the entire season? And I said no. Just don't think that's realistic. Colts named Daniel Jones the starting quarterback over Anthony Richardson. A lot of people have a lot of opinions about this. I think that it was a dumb move. I was talking to Christian yesterday. He used to do the football podcast with us, and he told me that he thought it was a good move. Who's going to be top 5 in the East for the NBA? Okay, I like this question. I did this, but let me pull up the teams in case my vibes change. But I think if I had to pick, I think for sure New York is up there off the dome piece. New York has to be there. I'm not Boston. I'm off of Boston. I like Milwaukee next year. And who will be the number 1 pick next year in the NBA? Ooh, you're asking the good questions. Where's standings? Okay. Oh, New York and Cleveland, I think, are for sure the 2 best teams in the East next season. I like Atlanta a lot, too. Like, I really think Atlanta, I would take. A lot of people are talking about Orlando. I might put Orlando. I think if I had to do it right now off the dome, I don't know if this aligns to what I predicted when I researched this. but it would be Cleveland, New York, Atlanta, Milwaukee, and Detroit. I think those would be my 5. Detroit and Orlando, I would switch around. I think Orlando needs more shooting. I know they got Bane, but I think they need more guys they could rely on. Who will get the number 1 pick, not be the number 1 pick. I love Atlanta next year, bro. It just makes so much sense. Next year, I think the number 1 pick ends up in Utah. I feel like that's the boring pick. I feel like that's a very boring pick, but I think Utah is just going to be bad. And I think it just makes sense with AJ DeBonsta going to BYU and maybe some sus activities going on over there. AJ DeBonsta is going to end up at Utah Jazz because I believe that's where – who's their GM? Danny Ainge? Danny Ainge, I believe, graduated from BYU or donated a bunch to BYU or something like that. So I think that's how they got the NIL to pay AJ. I think that's and that's crazy that that's a realistic thing that could be happening now. And it doesn't seem like it's against the rules because he's just responsible for the NIL. It's not like he's straight up poaching, but it feels like it because if this dude's paying me 15 mil to go play at this college team, then I'm probably going to want to go play for his NBA team too. Yeah, I think it's going to be AJ to Utah and then Drew Peterson to – I think Sacramento's going to be bad next year, or Chicago. Chicago needs it more than anyone. But Drew Peterson is – what position is he? Because of Mormon beliefs. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. 6'9". Drew Peterson could be a bull. That would be sick. If you have a core of Matas, Asenge, and Peterson, as these lengthy wings, that could be a lot of fun. And then they have a good guard rotation. I think a Drew Peterson in Chicago. Wait, I'm looking at Charlotte Hornets forward Drew Peterson. No, who is the high school basketball? Drew. Who am I thinking of? Is it Drew? It's Drew Peterson, no? Yeah. Okay. I thought I was tripping. Drew Peterson is 6'9", so works out. Just a little drop. It's Darren Peterson. Oh, shit. Okay, yeah, I should have kept that too. There we go. 6'5". Yeah, okay. I'm not super tapped. I've never been a guy that was tapped in with high school hoops. So I watch AJ highlights because I think his energy's cool. I have not watched any Darren Peterson, but I know he's tough, obviously. It is interesting, though. It is interesting how, for me, right, even when I was in high school, and I live in Chino Hills, so when I was in high school, it was the Ball brothers, and everyone was gassing them up, and they're like, bro, we have to go catch games. I don't know why that never interests me. I always felt weird. I'm like, bro, I'm in high school, and they're in high school. I'll go bust their ass, even though, that's not realistic, but it just kind of felt like they were on the same level. And then another thing I saw, I think, what did Christian tell me? Did the Jazz just hire Carlos Boozer as a coach? And maybe they draft a Boozer twin? That could be interesting too. That could definitely be interesting. We get a Boozer twin coached by Carlos Boozer. That'd be fire. The next question, are we talking about this? Daniel Jones. I think Anthony Richardson should be starting going into the year. I think there's a lot of politicking going on, which makes a lot of sense, but I just think you got to just go off football, bro. Most exciting team to watch in the NFL next year, I went with Washington. I don't think Michael Parsons gets traded before or gets signed before week 1 extended. The best 5 offenses in the NFL, I went with the Lions, the Ravens, the Bengals, the Rams, and the Eagles. I think that's a fair 5. I think that's an optimal 5. I think that's the best 5. I wonder how this would look if I had a guest on here real quick. I'm just looking at this now. My brain's kind of going a little bit. If I had another person on here, right, and I'm like this. Would y'all like to see it with the chat on screen all the time when I'm live or no? Be honest. Be honest. Let me know. And then the title of this video, I said Emeka Egbuka is going to win Offensive Rookie of the Year. I think with the loss of Godwin, he's going to have a lot of snaps. He's going to go off next year. Baker Mayfield's going to make him look good. The Bucs are going to be hot, whatever. But I know there's a lot of hype for him. Who is your number one prospect for the NFL next year? Ooh, I've been playing my CFB, bro. My CFB league is good right now. Me and my homie are in the league. That's actually me and Christian. That's what we do every fucking night, bro. But I don't know. I really don't. Like, I'm not, it just depends on, like, what position's needed at the top, you know? I'm the type of person where I think a team should be building their team before they draft their quarterback of the future. And I think it costs teams a lot because they rush this shit and they draft a quarterback to a shitty situation and then the quarterback looks bad. Like, I'm cool with Tennessee taking Cam Ward this year, but there's a lot of other dudes that I just don't make sense. I didn't know this dude was eligible this year, but Lenore Sellers is a guy that I really like, and he's really young. They're saying he goes to the Jets number 2, but I think Lenore Sellers and New Orleans would be fire. This has the Browns number 1 too. I think number 1 QB is Nussmeier from LSU, and number 1 DL is Kendrick Falk from Auburn. See, I don't know enough. I don't know about the D-line. I don't know the quarterbacks because there's like Drew Aller, obviously Nussmeier. This has Arch, which Arch is still kind of a question mark. But I like Sellers a lot too. This has Cade Klubnik. This is Peter Woods is the number 1 D tackle as well. Caleb Downs is another guy. He won't be a number 1 pick because he's a safety. Here we have Falk at number 6. It says Falk number 6 to the Panthers. I really don't know. I really couldn't like tell you. This has the Colts taking a quarterback. Interesting. But Arch is a guy that kind of like, we know Arch is a good football player, but I probably need to see it before I'm like, that's always how I am in sports, boys. And I think that might be a thing that people look at me weird because it sounds like I'm hating. Like, I'm like Wembanyama, for example. Like, I'm not a fan of these like Wembanyama's like unanimously like a top 8 player in the NBA just because what has he really done in the NBA yet? You know, like I know he's gonna be a top 8, top 5, top 3, maybe the best player in the world, but I'm not about to like say he is just to project it. You know, like I still think guys like Embiid and Jokic are better basketball players than him. I know there's a lot of Embiid haters, but Embiid's skill is better than Wemby's, in my opinion. But I like Nuss. And I like Arch too. That was completely tangent. Had nothing to do with what we were talking about. Had to bring Wemby in this. I guess I'm a Wemby hater. I guess that's what it is. Let's see who has the Texans drafting. This has Nussmeier at 16. Jeremiah Love. Ooh. I like that. I like when it's a player I know who it is. AJ Harris. Keep the questions coming, boys. Keep the questions coming. And then whenever we're ready, we'll wrap up this stream. Also, if you guys want to ask about content stuff for the future now that we're done streaming daily, please go ahead. Honestly, I do think it kind of works out because everyone's back in school now. So maybe next summer, hopefully, I could get back to daily streaming. But once like this next season starts, I guess it's going to be very tough. Give me 2 seconds. I'm going to be right back, boys. Mom needs me to warm up the oven. Dude, can I make this smaller? Wait. Yeah, let's get that music going then. And this shit's going to follow me too. Have some questions for me when I get back. If there's none, then we wrap up the stream. No hard feelings. Yeah, I agree. I think at this point, okay, look, let me be transparent. The reason why we're not daily streaming anymore is because I got a full time job. Um, so for me at this point, it's kind of not about being trendy. It's more about just doing stuff we want to do. And I do enjoy watching college basketball, and I always say I'm gonna more, and hopefully I do this year. But working 8 to 5 now, and then keeping up with the NBA, NFL, and college basketball and college football is gonna be a little tough. But I will say if I'm watching college basketball consistently next season, I will be talking about college basketball. It just kind of depends on what's interesting me. And I know like Phil loves doing these player lists, and I do too, honestly, because it's just a fun way to chirp. But I'm really not the guy. I was thinking about this today, and I think this is why Run the Play hasn't been this like super successful thing. I'm gonna do what I want to do. You know, like I'm not the type of guy to be over here like content, content, content. We have to do this, 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 this. I do talk to the guys, like I'll be transparent and I'm like, bro, ramp up, argue with me a little more. Don't let me just say shit and stuff like that. Like if I'm wrong about something, make sure I know I'm wrong. Um, but I like just for the entertainment factor for you guys, but I do want to just do things I like to do. Like I'm working more. I've been really passionate lately about scripted videos, and I'm trying to find an editor for that. And then I'm gonna go head first because we have one scripted recorded, but I'm pretty sure my editor dropped out of it because he hasn't responded to me. So I'm trying to find someone new to do that. But I'm working on a video now where it's the top 5 NBA busts who turned their career around, and I'm really excited about that video, man, because that's a lot of fun. Um, oh shoot, okay. I just received word that I'm going to the Texans game September 7th in LA for my birthday. It's the day after my birthday, so happy Dort Day that day, happy RTP Day, the birthplace of the CEO. Now, if we talk about the NBA, NFL, and MLB championships, MLB, I'll be honest, I'm not really tapped into as much. The only MLB I know is when I'm producing for Joseph. And if I'm being honest, bro, I play a lot of Clash Royale during that. I might be at L Man's. Um, but the Blue Jays are a hot team. I know Joseph says are fake good. So I'm just going to ride with what Joseph says, and I'm going to say the Tigers because the Tigers are a team that he glazes. So shout out the Tigers. I like the Phillies too a lot, and the Mets are a really cool team too. But the Tigers, because I trust my Run the Play guys. NFL, the best roster in football right now today is the Eagles. Like the Eagles are just a fucking perfect NFL team, but it's just so hard to repeat. If anyone could do it, it's them. But I don't think they repeat this year. I'm gonna shoot myself in the foot. If this is wrong, don't ever let me pick this team again. I'm going to go with the Ravens. I'm going to go with the Ravens and say Lamar doesn't choke. And in the NBA, I think the best roster today is the Thunder as well. But it's hard to repeat. So I think I'm going to go with the – let's get a season from the Rockets where they win the championship. I'm going to go with the Rockets here. Oh, no, I get that, doing what you like, but it's cool to talk about college basketball, in my opinion, even if it's not meant for the trending purposes. It's fun to rock with a random college basketball team and watch them throughout the season. See, I think that's my problem, though. I don't have fun doing that. I like reading and then just watching, like, whatever the big games are because I can't do that, bro. I can't invest. Okay, look, my family – none of us went to, like, we live in LA, California area. Thank you, Jared. I appreciate it. We live in this area, but I don't root for UCLA or USC just because, like, no one in my family went there. So I feel like Elaine or none of my family is really into college sports. So I'm not, like, bred into, like, you got to be a USC fan. You got to be a UCLA fan. You know, my pops will say he's a USC fan, UCLA fan, depending on who's better. But nobody in my family is a diehard USC, UCLA fan. So it's hard for me to rock out with the team. And honestly, I don't got no fucking Cali pride. Okay, I got Chino Hills pride. if they made a University of Chino Hills and we were the coldest basketball team, I would be rocking with Chino Hills. But as far as Cali goes, I don't care. Now, I do like players, though. So once the season starts going a little bit and I familiarize myself with, maybe I will be a Darren Peterson guy, even though Kansas guys, I feel like Kansas just makes all the good players fucking boring. Or maybe I'll be a DeBonsta guy and watch some BYU games. But I need to see, like, who's rocking out and whose game I like. Like, my favorite – okay, I just asked myself a question, and now I'm going to go on a tangent. My favorite college basketball guys ever, Detroit Lions. Hey, shout out the Lions, man. I'm hoping the Lions make noise, too. I feel like they're going underrated. My favorite college basketball guys ever, Trae Young, Buddy Hield. So I rooted for OU for a while just because I like those guys. It felt like we're like back to back damn near. There was this Miami guard. I think his name was Angel Hernandez. He went on a March Madness run. Carson Edwards was a guy that I loved in college. It's kind of that era. I loved Alonzo Trier and Ayton, and that team let me down because they got bounced in the first round, and I had them going all the way in March Madness. Cassius Winston. I hope you guys too, man. I think I just had this argument with a guy the other day. Like, your guys' defense is one of the best defense in the NFL, but they're just always hurt. Pure, that's a valid list, though. Favorite college basketball guys? I feel like that's a good – that shows my knowledge a little bit, you know? I didn't just say – oh, Zion, though. I was about to say I didn't just say Duke guys, but Zion definitely was must-watch TV for me. I'm trying to think of other guys. I like Jaden Ivey a lot, but I don't think I would put him in that tier of, like, my favorites. Kaminsky, that Wisconsin run was like the first run I watched, like seriously getting into college basketball. Kaminsky and Nigel Hayes. College football is going to be good this year though too. Week 1 is Ohio State, Texas, and I can't miss that. I'm gonna ask Phil that question on the pod today. I'm gonna see who Phil's college basketball guys are. Because I'm curious, who would Phil say? Phil's favorite college basketball guys would be, I think, Cooper Flagg. I think he would say Zion. Go Tigers. You think Tigers go all the way this year? Because I'm kind of I don't know enough about baseball, but I know they're legit. It's just always hard for me to pick a team that it's like their first year being legit in a while. So you think they go all the way? Who's Phil's college basketball guys? That's an interesting thought. College basketball, honestly, I got to see Phil's ball knowledge. I think with college, Phil just got into like scouting prospects the last 2 years, and I think he really likes it. But yeah, I think he would just ride for Duke guys for sure. RJ Barrett was a guy I loved in college, and I felt like his game switched in the NBA, and now he's kind of getting back to it, which I like to see. He'll probably say like BI. I think BI would be on his list too. Go college guys, bro. Or yo, my bad, I'm kind of late. It's all good. We're just chirping. Honestly, this is a good vibe. I got 2 hours until Phil gets here. So if we go live for 2.5 hours, I'm not complaining. If chat wants to chill out, chat chills out. But keep the questions coming. Let's just chill and talk some ball. I also turned on low latency, which I didn't know was a feature. I feel like that should just always be on. So I'll be in here. But I think I'm definitely going to still be going live on weekend mornings. I don't know if it will be Saturday and Sunday mornings. This weekend I won't be, but Saturday or Sunday we're going to punch something. And I have a meeting with the guys at 10 tomorrow. So I'm going to figure that out. And I'll put all that in the Discord. Jared, if you like what you're seeing from this channel, join our Discord. We do trivia every day. You can win a $25 Amazon gift card just by knowing some ball knowledge. College football, can't wait for a season to start. I kind of regret not having the chat up the whole time. I just don't like how on this site I can't make it smaller or bigger. And I feel like this takes, 30% of the screen? So if I have a guest, then we're tiny. You know, I kind of wish it was a little smaller or, or like see-through. I think that would be cool too. Who's winning the college football championship this year? I was just talking about that the other day too. I got no clue who's going all the way. In my CFB franchise, bro. It's an online one. I beat the homie. I had a perfect season, and I lost in the fucking championship to Clemson, bro, because I threw 2 pick sixes in the third quarter. I was sick. I think Travion Henderson going to win Offensive Rookie of the Year. Okay, now we're starting with some hot takes. I'm not mad at the Travion Henderson love. I'm not mad at it at all, actually. I like Travion Henderson. I do think that there's always a guy in the preseason that kind of gets everyone's taste buds going and then disappoints. I like Carson Edwards, John Petty, Miles Powell. The Harrison twins were sick. Penn State or Ohio State again. I think Penn has a good chance this year. I think if I were to bet money, I would bet on Penn. I'm always coming with the hot takes. A lot of guard guys. I love the Harrison twins too. I can't believe I forgot about them when you brought them up right now. Miles Powell, is that Seton Hall? Am I remembering that right? I have such good ball knowledge, man. You know who I loved in college too? I don't remember what school it was, but Max Abmas. I believe that's how you say his name. I see Georgia winning college championship. Georgia, go Dogs. Okay. I don't really care about college sports as far as like fandom wise. I like watching football and basketball, but the Georgia chant is the best chant in sports. I don't give a fuck. That Pat McAfee clip of him hyping them up and saying, "Give me Alabama" is fire. Clemson Tigers have a chance too. Cade Klubnik, but they don't have their running back anymore. Are they still decent? I honestly couldn't tell you. I'm excited to watch though because last season I watch a lot of games with my girlfriend's dad, like college football. Because we don't really know nothing about it. Like we chill. It's not like on that like. He's trying to educate me time, and that always kills my vibe. Oral Roberts and transferred to Texas. I forgot he went to Texas. So it's just chill, and we kind of like could have our own takes in our own bubble because it's not real. I could see Miami winning it too this year. Does Miami have a real chance without Cam Ward? Does Miami really have a real chance without Cam Ward? I don't know. I think Oregon wants to win after getting embarrassed. Who's Oregon's quarterback now that Dylan Gabriel's gone? I never liked Dylan Gabriel. If I'm being honest, I don't really like Oregon at all. I feel like Oregon, at least like the couple people in my family that know a little bit about college football, always glaze Oregon, so I always root against them. And I'm a Penix guy, so I was happy that Michael Penix shut them up. Carson Beck, I am not betting on a Carson Beck team, man. I'm not, bro. Like that Georgia quarterback stuff, it just makes your job so easy. Even though Stetson Bennett is turning up in the preseason a little bit, I just don't know how real it is. Miami, by the way. That's who you're picking? Or what? I have no clue. But I'm excited to watch, man. I'm gonna be locked in. I'm gonna be locked in. College football is cool because it's Saturday mornings. It's a little vibe. Carson Beck can get them there. Are we Carson Beck believers in this chat? What is this? We have Carson Beck fans in the corners? Nah. No, Carson went to Miami. Oh yeah. You're right. We have Carson Beck fans in the YouTube chat right now. In real life. There's Carson Beck fans in real life. Or are you guys Cavender fans? Is that what this is? Are we what's the word? I don't know the word. We ball. Also, guys, what do you guys think about gaming content for our channel? Because I know like Pure comes from Phil's 2K streams. I smacked everybody in the Discord in Madden. Not a fan with the weapons around him. Can carry him there. Okay. I don't know if I can trust him in a big game. But I do love the new college football format. Gaming content would go hard. I want to maybe do either a league, like a franchise, or I've hosted tournaments before. I think that could be a lot of fun. But I think that just requires the Discord to get popping. So if you guys know people, send them the Discord. Let's grow the Discord a lot. You ain't play me and Madden Pure. I'd smoke you, boy. No, I'm not gonna lie. Last night was a tough night on Madden. I had to hop off. I had a tough day hooping. I was popping off on my homies hooping because these motherfuckers want to take fast break threes the whole time. I'm like, bro, I'm too big for this, and I'm the best player, and you guys are playing too fast for me, bro. So it's like if we're slowing down and we're losing 2-13, like let's give me the ball a little bit and let me work. I'm smoking you next time we play. Yeah, sure, kid. Whatever, dude. I have Georgia winning the SEC. Is that a hot take, chat? I have no clue. I don't think that's a hot take. I think Georgia winning is like prime Patriots winning. But yeah. I'm telling you, in the Discord, it's free smoke. But if we could get enough players in the Discord to play a tournament, like I would put up cash for the winner. I think that would be fun. Like y'all would have no buy-in, no nothing. I would put up cash for the winner, just because it's fun. It's good content. Get a little chirpy, talk some shit. Let me get one Twitch clip, and I'll pay out the winner. Georgia can, but it's not hot. It's like lukewarm. Are they the favorites? Let's see. Our Eagles going to the Super Bowl. Again, this is a hot take. Jalen Hurts is elite. Been to 2 Super Bowls. Oh, Texas is there. I think I would take Georgia, though, still. Eagles going to the Super Bowl again. I do think that the Eagles are the best team in football, but I just don't know if they're going to the Super Bowl. And I don't know, like, what's elite? Is Jalen Hurts a top 5 quarterback? Is he a top 10 quarterback? What are you describing as elite? Are you saying historically elite? I need a little bit more context. I genuinely see the Pack going to the Super Bowl. Man, you need to get glasses then if that's what you're seeing, because I don't know anybody else seeing that, man. You gotta drink milk, get rid of your potion effects. I don't know how you could see the Pack going to the Super Bowl. Texas probably fave, but the top team in the SEC could very well possibly be 9-3. I don't think the SEC is that good this year. Yes, Texas plus 210, Georgia plus 390, Bama plus 700, Tennessee plus 700, LSU plus 1,000. LSU fucking runs it in college football, though. I saw Tennessee as the top dog until they lost Nico. And Nico is him because Nico was my Heisman in college football because I'm rocking out with UCLA. So I know ball. I'm going to come back to this VOD after the Pack. Please do and clip me. And after the Packers don't make the playoffs, I'll come back to this VOD and I'll clip me too. Simply put, top 5. Jalen Hurts is top 5. Jared, drop your top 5 in the chat, Jared. I'm trying to hear something. I think there's just no argument over Lamar, Mahomes, and Josh Allen for Jalen Hurts. I have Bills versus Chiefs for AFC Championship game. Bro, I'm going Ravens this year. I don't care. No shockers. No shot. Bro, that division is so tough. Like that, the Packers might be a top 7-8 team in their conference, but that division is so tough. It makes it harder, bro. Like that's just not how football works, you know? It's not the top 8 teams. It's the division winners and then everybody else. Jalen Hurts, though, Lamar, Josh Allen, Mahomes. I feel like consensus is Burrow. I would probably take Burrow over Hurts. And then maybe Hurts is 5. Am I missing anybody? Who are the top dogs, bro? Why am I blanking right now? And then Daniel Jones, number 5. Give me my GOAT, DJ. Now, honestly, I think this might be my hot take. I think I take Baker over Hurts. And I know that wasn't a hot take going into the playoffs because I think Detroit is going to be good. I think Jacksonville is making the playoffs and winning the division. That's been my take all offseason. I think Trevor Lawrence breaks out this year. I think BTJ goes crazy. Travis Hunter saves that defense and that offense. Seahawks are going to be mad. The Seahawks O-line is a joke. Jordan Love is going to be a better quarterback all time than Rodgers. Let's hope. Josh Allen, Lamar, 5, Jalen Hurts. Okay, I think that's fine. Guys, chat, react to Jared's rankings. I think that's a valid 5, though, if I'm being honest. I think that's a good 5 to have. Mahomes, Joe, Josh, Lamar, Hurts. Yeah. I might agree with I think Bake, bro. I like Bake a lot. I feel like I'm blanking though. I think CJ too, but But I think CJ just got set up last year. That O-line was so terrible. That O-line was a joke. I think Trevor Lawrence might be in that conversation. By the end of next year, I'd put Allen over Joe. Fairs. Completely fairs. Joe Burrow beat Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs. That don't matter. Joe Burrow did outplay Patrick Mahomes too, which is crazy. But if we're gonna let one game 4 years ago decide players' legacies, then didn't the Cowboys eliminate the Bucks? Who eliminated Tom Brady in his last game ever? Was it the Cowboys? Is Dak Prescott over Brady all time? Lamar and Josh over Joe. I'm not high on Joe. I'm not high on Joe either. I think everyone that throws around Joe Burrow's numbers it's a joke to me because that's just not how football works. You can lead the league in passing yards because your team's bad, and your team being bad doesn't mean you're better than a player that has a good team. I think you got to watch the games. And when I watch the Bengals, Joe Burrow looks great, but most of the time I'm like, Jamar Chase makes plays. Eagles beat the Bucks. The last year of Brady, then yeah, Jalen Hurts is over Brady all time. Simply put, Jalen Hurts is a better quarterback than prime Tom Brady. That's just simple ball. I was divisionally right. What's another example of that? Like a weak quarterback eliminating an elite quarterback. Nah, it was the Cowboys. Now I gotta check. Lions winning NFC North. Not mad at it. Versus Dak playoffs. Cowboys beat them. I knew it. Dak Prescott over Tom Brady any day of the week. And then Cowboys after Brady left. No. Cowboys beat him in his last playoff game. That's what I'm saying. I'm not mad at the Lions winning the North either. I think the Lions are so good. I'm supporting the Lions. Dak had a great fucking game too. 300 yards, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. Pressured 8 times, only 1 sack. And only 8 incompletions. That's a great ass game. And he rushed a touchdown, so he had 5 total touchdowns. Dalton Schultz almost had 100 yards. Since Dan Campbell vented to Detroit, 2 division titles and 2 playoff wins. What do you think about the coordinators leaving though? Because that's the questions. I don't think the coordinators leaving is that big of a deal. The way everyone's making it seem. What do you think? Dak has only been an okay quarterback. I agree. Dak Prescott. Look, the people that gas up Joe Burrow stats. I might be lying right here. But if you put up Dak Prescott's stats that one season where he was in MVP conversations, they're very similar. But nobody thought Dak Prescott was really that guy. But let's do this. Let's have some fun. But I have to see. I think it hurt them too, but I don't think it killed them. I feel like people are acting like the Bears are going to win that division now. Dak. Burrow. And then we're going to go choose season for each choice. And for Burrow, we're going to do last year because Burrow led in everything last year. And then Dak Prescott, MVP year. What year was this? Not MVP, but finishes the runner-up in 2023. So let's see. Let's do this. I'm not looking over there. This is what the numbers tell us about this, okay? Wait, let's go here. Can you guys even read that, bro? Okay, right is Dak, left is Joe. Joe Burrow had more passing yards, more passing touchdowns, same interceptions. Dak's better on the ground. Okay, never mind. I am lying. But Dak Prescott's an all-pro, baby. Bucks are winning the NFC South. I got the Panthers, bro. I'm still buying the Panthers. I'm buying all Panther stock. Approximate value. Value is our attempt to attach a single number to every player's season. Oh, but Joe Burrow threw pick 6. I'm trying to do anything to make this seem like Dak was better, and he just wasn't. But look, I think this was the big thing, bro. 652 passes is insane. Like this dude was just slinging it for like no reason. Like not for no reason. They were losing every game. But I just think it's so hard to like compare players when he's throwing it that much. How I see the NFC North playing out: Lions 14-3, Packers 12-5, Bears 9-8, Vikings 5-12. I actually still believe in the Vikings, bro. I think the South is going to play out similarly to last year, and I don't love JJ McCarthy at all. Um, actually, like I don't think he's that good of a quarterback, but I think that the Vikings are just a very good team. Like I feel like you're going to talk about the quarterback because he's the face of the team, but like they're going to be fine, bro. They're going to be fine. I mean, Sam Darnold isn't some amazing quarterback either. He just looked good in that system, really. And he also looked terrible at the end of the year. I think J.J. McCarthy will be better than that. Great picks for the NFC North. The South, I got Panthers, Bucks, Falcons, and the Saints being fourth. The Saints being fourth. I just lost my dog. What else, chat? And I wanted Dak to have a better year than Burrow. I could see the Falcons winning the division, TBH. I think the Bucks will be number 2, and it'll either be the Panthers or the Falcons. But I do think it'll be like a wild card, out of nowhere team that wins the whole division. It gets so hot down here, bro. If you guys don't know, I do all my work and recording, editing from a garage, and right now in California, it's like 105 outside, and it's so nasty down here. Like it just gets muggy. My seat has a pit stain right now, or a little booty stain. Perfect cheeks. Shout out the Falcons though. Shout out the Falcons. Captions. Oh, this is what I was looking for last time. Look at this. Use code RTP on Boom Fantasy for a risk-free bet up to $100. It's the number one way to support us. I do think for sure before the game starts Sunday mornings, I'll be live talking bets for every game. I think that would be a fun little series to do. I think we're going to be live on Monday nights. Okay, if I'm giving you guys a preview of what I think those two are going to be live days. We're still going to have weekly podcasts with Joseph about baseball and a weekly podcast with Phil about basketball. And then maybe a Saturday morning stream too. But those dates I need to figure out still. Did you see how crazy the post to go moves is? I saw people tweeting about it, but I didn't check just because I don't really care. I'm probably going to play more solo anyway, and I won't use some BS cheese. Who wins MVP for quarterback? It will be fun to watch. Yao Ming post hook shots from the 3-point line. Bro, that's terrible. MVP for quarterback, I think, goes to Burrow. I think Burrow's going to win it. I also think Daniels will be in real conversations, but it's going to be a narrative-driven award. And it'll either be Lamar Jackson because they didn't give it to him last year. Why didn't mine freeze? Skips a lot. It'll be Lamar Jackson because they didn't give it to him last year. It'll be Joe Burrow because he had a great statistical season, and that's all people care about. Or it'll be Jaden Daniels because the Commanders just win like 14 games out of nowhere, and you got to give it to the guy that's like the hottest young face in the league. Maybe Caleb Williams if the Bears win the division, honestly, out of nowhere, but I don't think that's a realistic outcome. If I had to pick, though, I think out of all those, Joe Burrow is the most realistic. I have Chase as Offensive Player of the Year, bro. Jamar Chase is – I just don't get how, like, you could not like the guy if you're a football fan, man. He's a dog. And I don't think he has a lot of haters or nothing like that, but he's just such a dog. I can't wait till we get to the point, though, where Joe Burrow fans start hating on Jamar Chase so that Joe Burrow can win MVP and say that Joe Burrow has no help and shit like that. Because that's coming soon. Believe that. Chase Brown, too. I like Chase Brown a lot. I like Jettas. I don't know why. Chase Brown and Jettas, like, that's not the same conversation. Definitely not. What about Amon-Ra this year? Amon-Ra or CD in fantasy this year, boys? I think I'm going Amon-Ra. I think CD's I'm not betting on Dak this year. I can't do it. I'd rather bet on Goff. Also, I'm not playing in any redraft leagues this year, fantasy-wise, but I'm seeing a lot of people. I mean, I'm playing in the one in our Discord server. If we, I think we need a couple more people in there to actually run that league. I think Michigan football will surprise. Go Blue. There we go. They beat Ohio State this year. Bryce Underwood, baby. I was surprised Bijan's the number 2 guy, like in mock drafts, like unanimously right now. Like, sure, would I take him number 2? I could see an argument for it, but I don't know how you take him over Gibbs, for example, as far as fantasy goes. My playoff predictions: NFC, Eagles, Lions, Commanders, Falcons, Rams, Packers, 49ers. 49ers, bro, I think are going to win that division because they have the easiest schedule like ever. AFC, Bills, Chiefs, Ravens, Texans, Broncos, Chargers, Bengals. I'm not mad at that at all. I don't think anything you said is wrong. I would 2 Lions, 3 Commanders, 4 Falcons, 5 Rams. Is that how the seeding works, though? So 13-second game versus Allen and Patrick. Bro, I was playing poker with one of my best friends and my grandma during that game. That was crazy. I think my homie hit a parlay because of that. Wait, was that last year? They had a crazy game too, and the Bills kicker missed, right? Is that what happened last year? Tyler Bass misses a kick. And that one, the one you're talking, the one that I instantly thought of was 2 years ago. Yeah. 2 or 3 years ago. Diggs was there. But that was the Gabe Davis game, the one I'm thinking of. Gabe Davis went stupid in that game. I miss Gabe Davis, man. I was watching with my boy who was a Bills fan, and he broke his phone in a lamp. I don't blame him, bro. I don't blame him. Bro, you know the funniest fandom thing? Last year when the Chiefs beat the Broncos, this is when I was podcasting with Wilson, and the Broncos got their game-winning kick blocked, I think, or the other way around. And either Wilson was talking a lot of shit or predicted the future. But that was a wild game where it was just like, bro, that was a game they should have won. I was watching with my boy who was a Bills fan, and he broke his phone and loud. And a lamp. That's how you break a lamp, though, bro. Gotta lock in. You gotta lock in for sure. I don't like how that. Okay, so like I could do this. What's this do? Q&A. Ask questions in the chat. This is another thing too. I wish I could put this higher. Can I put this higher? No. Can I put something upper third? No. All right, boys. I think that's it for me on the stream. Appreciate you guys tapped in, showing love. This is the last daily stream, but expect more content. Expect a little bit less of lives, but more well put together podcasts and like totality. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but thank you guys. Scripted videos is what I was trying to say. If you guys got any questions for me, I'll be active in the Discord the next hour or two. So just give me a message and we'll talk. You guys have a good night. You too, Jordan. I'll catch you guys. Shout out Jared, new sub on the show.